Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Let's get this intro going. All right, guys. Happy morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching me. Hope everyone's doing pretty well. I have a little bit here sticking up. Ridiculous. Okay, so remember, first is first. This is live. So if you have any questions, if you have anything that you will want me to cover, every Wednesday I come here and talk about real estate. Anything that might be trending, anything that might be helpful for you to learn. And today we're going to be talking about fear. Believe it or not, this is very common to that we see in our business, because there's a lot of people that it could be overwhelming. And you just need to have patience. Everybody is in a different schedule. Everybody has been exposed to different things in their lives. Maybe they don't come from a strong financial environment, and so all of this might be new. And every time something is new to someone, um, these things tend to happen. So it's just a matter of having a little patience, really understanding the work that takes, right? Let me switch this over here. Understanding the work that it takes to deal with these things, So let me see here. No, that's not what I want. Okay, and let's just go with this. Okay. Well, that's not the main page. Okay, well, at least you know what's the first topic. So yeah, so this is a real thing. Just think about it. For those of you that have gotten married, for those of you that have gotten uh car remorse when you purchase your first car, things that when you go into an interview, right? You get nervous because you don't know what to expect. When you try something new, think about it. Somebody tells you, try this. It's gonna taste really good, but when you visualize it, it's horrible. It looks yucky because you are judging it by your view, not how it tastes. So it happens, and that's basically what we're gonna be talking about today, and how can you overcome this, and how can we make the process a bit more smoother? Because believe it or not, the fear is gonna hold you from moving forward, obtaining something, breaking um, that family barrier. Some of you might say your family curse. It's not a curse, but sometimes we got to break that barrier. And sometimes it has to be one of us, right, within your family. Maybe you were the first one to go to college, you broke that family barrier. Maybe you've been the first one to purchase a house, you broke that family barrier. You're the first one that got a driver's license, you broke that family barrier, because guess what, once you break it, everybody else is gonna follow suit. Is that everybody's too scared, everybody's feared, you know. So sometimes hopefully this video helps you out, not just in purchasing this house, but stopping and now and doing a self-evaluation and really giving you that inspiration to continue to push it. So we're just gonna mention six most topics that I've seen, that I've dealt with, and hopefully this is helpful for you. So let's proceed. Okay, fear of overpaying. Let's get right to it. And it is true. Some people just don't like to overpay. I mean, nobody likes to overpay, right? But think about it. You have fear of this just because it's a high ticket price. It's a high ticket item. Okay, let's just read what it says here. It says many buyers worry they might be paying too much for their homes, especially in a competitive market. This is very true. But guess what? As of right now, in December, what's today's date? December 11th, 2024. We are not in a competitive market. Okay, so there's a possibility that you can negotiate. Now is the time that you can negotiate, because once the new year starts, this might be out the window, because New Year's resolution, everybody wants to buy a house. This fear amplifies and fluctuating property value, market trends. Buyers often compare homes they have seen or hesitate when making a higher offer. There's nothing wrong making a higher offer. If you like it, if you like this house, there's a high possibility that somebody else is also gonna like it. Okay, so don't think that because the property's been there for, I don't know, over a month or over 2 months, that nobody likes it. No, my friend, once you like it, somebody else is gonna like it. I don't know why or how this happens, but it happens. So the best thing to do in this case will be speak to your realtor. Make sure the property is valued correctly. Remember, because the seller's going to ask whatever they want, doesn't mean necessarily means that it's priced correctly. So go to your realtor, say, hey, can we run comps on this? Make sure that they're not just being greedy or want to amp up the price. Once you've done that, get with your lender and look at those numbers, and see whatever, if you can't even afford it, and do that. Make yourself comfortable. You got to think about it as how much you're paying monthly. If you're paying monthly, I don't know, 1,500 for rent, and your mortgage is gonna be 200 more or 300 more, be familiar yourself with these numbers, so this way you don't get scared out. There's nothing wrong with overpaying with something that you like. This is the question. I had this issue before, and somebody told me to say this to a client. You like this property? Yes, I do. What about if you don't get this property? You submit an offer and you don't get it. How are you gonna feel? If your answer is, it's okay, I don't care, then you really didn't like it. If your answer is, man, I'll feel bummed out because I really like the fact that it was close to the schools are closed. It came with a pool. Across the street is the playground. It's close to my job. Then guess what? You're gonna kind of regret the fact that you didn't just submit $2,000, $5,000 more. And remember, overpaying doesn't mean that you need to put 20, 50K. Sometimes it takes. Sometimes I put an offer $2,000 more, and we gotten the offer. So know your numbers for sure. Moving on. Fear of hiding issues in a home. I currently have a client right now that is dealing with this. Because they want to buy a home that is ready to go. And guess what? This is almost nearly impossible. It's good. It could happen, but this is Houston, when you're gonna find some sort of defect. When you hire the inspector, that's their job, to find what's wrong with the house, not to find what's good with the house, to find what's wrong with the house. So everything that he's gonna show you are gonna be things wrong with the property. Okay, the doorknob is not closing. The door is not closing. There's a crack in the window. There's a leak in the plumbing. Electricity is not running. That's their job. That's the job they have. So when they give you that report, that's all you're gonna see. Bunch of bad news, and most of you just get scared just off of that. You don't know how many clients have backed out on a good deal just because the inspection report scared them. So it says let's read what it says. Potential buyers often fear underlying issues like foundation problems. You should. If it's a foundation, I totally understand that. Mold as well. Outdated systems, surfacing after purchases, home inspections, and disclosures don't always alleviate this anxiety. They don't. Sometimes they amplify it. How to address, emphasize through the inspections, conditions in the contract, and connecting reliable inspectors. This is very true. So let's say foundations. I've sold a house that had foundation issues. The seller was willing to pay for it. Actually, they did pay for it. On another deal, I was able to get someone a brand new roof. I think those are the biggest ticket items, but this was all negotiated. And the buyer was fine after that. You get your warranty, you get your lifetime warranty on the foundation. My job is protect you as the buyer. Okay, so maybe foundation, you feel like, oh, it's a big ticket item and you don't want to deal with that. That's fine, but just keep in mind that if this issue, the thing is gonna go away, because maybe the other property is gonna have the same thing. Even worse, sometimes during the inspection, nothing shows up. Your foundation is all good, and two years into it, you could see the shift. So now you got to think about it. Would I like being disclosed upfront, or would I want to find out later when I can do anything, when everything's gonna come out of my pocket? So those are some things that to take in consideration. But yes, I think that if anything, inspections report has been my number one things that have feared people from not buying a house, even in new construction. Don't think that you get away if you buy a new construction. I always hire an inspector, unless you know what you're getting yourself into. Even if you're not gonna ask for repairs, you want to know what's wrong in the house, so this way you can nip it in the butt and not let it get worse. Let's move to this is topic number 4: fear of the market crash. This is this is something. Buyers may worry about the possibility of a house market crash affecting their investment, especially with the memories past of economy turns out. This is true. How to address, share data on current market, highlight differences past crashes, long-term home typically build wealth. This This is true, guys. I don't know what you guys drinking, but my chocolate is tasting pretty good today. Sometimes as people, we worry about what's going to happen in the future. I had a client ask me saying that I don't want to buy because the market is going to crash. But what we fail to think is that you buy a house today, right? You start making your payments, you start fixing it up, you feel so happy, and nobody knows. Well, I guess there's a few people that might know, but that's really up the chain. And people like you and I are probably the last ones that know that something like this is happening. But if you're not gonna sell, whatever the market is reflecting shouldn't bother you. Because let's say you bought your house at, just keep it simple numbers, 200,000, right? You bought your house at 200,000, and then nobody's complaining when the market goes up. Now from 200, your house is worth 300. The market crashes, it goes to 150, right? Why are you panicking? Are you considering selling? If you're not considering selling, there's nothing you should be fearing about. There's nothing. Because now, yes, your house might be worth less, but if you're not selling within the next 5, 6, 8 years, or maybe that's the house that's it, that I only need one home and I'm going to stay there, the market could go up and down, left and right, any way it wants, and you shouldn't worry about it. If you're not selling, you shouldn't worry about it. Now, if you are considering selling, then I might tell you, okay, this sucks. It really sucks that you got to sell in a time like this. That's truth. I don't have an answer for everything. But so there's a few things that I thought that you could do, right? You could lease the house. Meanwhile, the market recuperates, meaning that you don't sell, but you try to either break even, or just for it to pay the mortgage while you take and do anything. And if you're trying to buy another house during this time and you need to sell, then that's going to be tricky. During those times, normally new loans come out, new products come out to assist something like that. And if you don't have the option to rent, right, you could speak to a wholesaler, somebody that might buy you the property outright and pay your difference. There's people that do this during those times. You could do that this way. It doesn't affect your credit, and then once the market picks up, once your job picks up, whatever reason that you're gonna do, you can just go buy a house regularly. It's nothing affect. So those are two options: lease it out, sell it to a wholesaler, or you could put it in the market and put it at a competitive price. Make sure if you do end up putting it in the market, you need to make sure that all your numbers aligned. Okay, make sure that there's nothing that comes out of your pocket, and then depending on your agent, then you will find out if that's even a good option. Remember how I left listing it on the market as a last option, because you already will be down. But that's, hopefully you don't get to that. So there's different ways. Basically, there's different ways how to deal with these type of issues. You just need to speak to the right people. I've been in the business for 10 years now. I don't have all the answers. Okay, I don't. It's just I experienced a lot, and I've learned a lot from other people. Okay, guys, let's move on to the fear of financial insecurity. Buyers often worry about their ability to keep up with the mortgage payment, especially with rising interest or potential job instability. Okay, this is really something that you guys fear a lot. And sometimes it's mind bubbling because you've been in the same job for 5, 6, 10 years, and then when it's time to get serious, you feel like, oh my god, I don't know what happens if they let me go. I mean, if you were such a bad employee, they should have let you go a long time ago. But you're not. You were able to maintain your job all the time, doing for whatever you're doing. So, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So don't fear that. Yes, keeping the house is not cheap because you got maintenance and you got all those things to maintain there. But you need to face your finances. You need to sit down, write everything down. You need to take control of your financials and be the captain. Don't let the money control you. You control the money. You know, don't work for money. Have money work for you. You probably heard those reference. If you haven't, there's ton of people that are financial advisors. People that teach you how to overcome your financial struggles, and that's what they're gonna tell you. You can't be scared. It's just paper, and you need to control it. Um, you, if you definitely are approved for a home, you should definitely feel proud of yourself. You must be doing something right to do that. Just be realistic. Be realistic and be able to take control of that. It says how to discuss getting a pre-approval for within the mortgage, stay within your budget, correct, and creating an emergency fund for peace of mind. Exactly. Know your numbers. Speak with your lender. Bug them. Remember, they working for you. You're not working for them. Okay. And learn your budget. Sometimes, yes, we all want to buy that two-stair mansion entrance. We all want to buy the big doors and stuff like that. The big house, our dream home. But in reality, can we afford that? Would you rather have a $4,000 mortgage payment compared to a 1,800 mortgage payment? What's gonna make you live better at peace at night, not worrying anything else? You know, just live within your needs. Okay. From there, once you go into step one, you can start expanding, keep growing, investing, whatever route you want to go. Let me see. Okay, guys. Two more. We gotta go. What's this? Dream home. Fear of making the wrong decision. Buyers frequently second guess themselves, fearing regrets about their choices, home, neighborhoods, and timing. Okay. I'm gonna take another sip of this. This is very true. Especially for home buyers, this first time they get this, and they feel that they're not making the right decision, right? So we want to make sure that you know what you're doing. Do your research, do your homework. Don't go. Yes, your agent should be helping you out. Your agent should be there with you. However, everything is not all based on them. You should be putting some information on yourself. You should be doing some of this work, so you know what you're buying. I will recommend you to drive during the week, Saturday nights and Sunday morning. Drive around the neighborhood, go to the schools, look at school reviews, do what you need to do so you could feel comfortable. Regrets, they're always gonna be regrets, right? And then don't let your in-laws, don't let your parents, brothers, siblings, especially don't let people that don't have a house go view it, because then they're gonna start pointing at stuff, and then you're gonna really feel even worse. But if you really think about it, those people don't even have houses, and if they do, they probably purchased a home 10 years ago. and the process from 10 years to now has changed. And sometimes keep staying quiet is the best choice. So just keep that in mind. It says right here, hold on, let's go back. How to address it: reassure buyers by helping them identify must-haves. Okay, yeah, this is good. Deal breakers and aligning their goals with the right properties. Yes, that's always good. Knowing what you want with what you're gonna buy. Maybe this was a neighborhood because it has good schools, but the property looks shaky. But then you have kids and you want them to obtain. So, you could stay in the house, fix it, and then until your kids finish doing that school, you could just move on to the next one. Okay. Then least but not last, it says fear of processes, fear of the process being overwhelming. This is all these topics have been spot on. People don't people get irritated of the process because let's see what they say. For the first time buyers, especially home buying process can feel complex, intimidating from navigating paperwork and meeting deadlines. Very true. Um, how to address: break the process into clear steps, guide them through each to ensure the support. This is all accurate. So um it gets overwhelming because sometimes you think you're done submitting all your paperwork, and then your lender calls you. It's like, no, we need this. We need an explanation of this. And if you have multiple accounts, multiple savings that you're going to be using, it becomes more of a headache. If you do your taxes a certain way, they're going to want explanations. So sometimes it's not even the lender, sometimes it's underwriting that wants to get some sense of clarity, and then you need to write letters, and you know it could get really overwhelming. It could get irritating. I've heard, it hasn't happened to me, but I've heard a buyer quitting of purchasing their home on the last day, once they got everything settled, once they did everything on the last day, because it was too overwhelming. Now it's this really no is a process, and it could be irritating just because you never gone through it. I see clients go through it every day, during the process, and understanding it and just relax. It's gonna get through. Unfortunately, this is the process, and they need to know everything that you have done, right? Every single Starbucks that you purchase, how many times you went to Target, why there's a cost, where this money came from. The lender or the bank, no matter who you go to, they want to know everything. This is due to multiple frauds, multiple things that people have lied on. So the process needs to be like a detective. Make sure that everything's on a line. Make sure that all the money that you're saying that you have, and it's clean money. Not to say that you do anything bad, so that's why it's important to have all your papers organized. Make sure that you have your tax returns. Make sure you have your W-2s. Make sure you have your bank statements and your IDs. Those are documents that they're gonna ask for you right away. So make sure you have that. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. Hopefully this wasn't overwhelming. Hopefully this was just I like to keep it more of a conversation. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them on the chat, on the comment below. I like it. I normally host this every Wednesdays. So again, prepare yourself. The year's always coming to an end, and best thing you could do is just overcome these things, right? Don't let nothing stop you from accomplishing your goals. Until next time, we meet again. If you need help, whatever, Even if you out of Texas, anything like that, I'll be more happy to assist you and partner you up with any of my partners out there in the different states. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. Till we meet again. Bye.